Hey, what's up with y'all boys? kvrbine.ix back in this motherfucker. And I know it's been damn near a year since I last made a video, but that's has a good reason. Mainly because I really ain't have shit to talk about. Now, granted, I have been wanting to talk about Sonic Forces and all that other crazy shit for a long time, but the thing is that mainly everyone else has been kind of saying my opinions. On top of that, there hasn't been that much shown for Sonic Forces, and that's actually something I'm about to get into right now. If you read the title of this video, you can already see that this video is going to be about my hopes and fears for Sonic Forces. So, let's get into this shit. Number one, I'm just hoping that the game is long enough. If you look in the past recent Sonic games, you can already tell that these games have not been that long. You have Sonic Colors, Generations, Lost World, and then we have, well, that's pretty much it. But yeah, we have these games that are ended always being short, and that's always been an issue to me, because even though these games are replayable as fuck, it's always been an issue because I always said, damn, like, I want some more game to play. I want something else to like pull me back in and keep me playing. Like, I want some more. Like, I always felt that there was a desire to have more in these games that it just didn't give me. And Sonic Generations had a perfect excuse to put in DLC, or the game could just have more stages and shit like that. But it is what it is. Like, that just ended up being what it was. So I'm just really hoping that the game ends up being long enough to play, and it's long enough for me to sink my teeth into and have a lot of fun with the shit. But if the game ends up being short, then I don't know what the fuck to say, because it's like this game has been in development for so long. We've gone without Sonic games for so long that the game ends up being like a short experience. I don't know how people are going to take to that, because one thing that is new about this climate of gaming, other than 7th generation of gaming, is that this 8th generation, people expect more. A great game back in the 7th generation nowadays is like a pretty okay game, a decent game. So what we want now, what I particularly want, is that this game has enough content and has enough, a good length. It doesn't drag on or nothing, but it has a good length, and it has a big enough scope and scale that to the point where niggas gonna wanna like come back and keep on playing and beat the game. And there's enough shit for me to go around. Now, here's another thing that I really hope for. The game has enough 3D sections. Now, if you see all these Sonic tubers, or if you go on fucking Twitter and you see all these niggas that are fans of Sonic, they'll talk about how Sonic Forces does not have a lot of 3D sections. And that is entirely fucking true, because if we look at the fucking game of what we've seen so far, it's been about 90% 2D. And granted, one thing that I will say is that we haven't seen that much of Sonic Forces, which is, like I said, another complaint I have coming up. But it's like, we have seen like so little 3D. We look at the modern Sonic stage, it starts off 3D, goes on for a little while, and then it switches to 2D. Now, granted, the modern Sonic stage that we've seen, City Heights, is actually only half of the stage. I think Aaron Weber confirmed it somewhere. He said that it was only about half of the stage. So I'm hoping and praying that this shit switches back to 3D. As well, I want to see more 3D from the Avatar character. We only seen one little section where it was in 3D, and after that, it's been nothing but 2D. I'm just hoping that it's more 3D in this game, so that we can have something, because it's a 3D Sonic game. If we already have classic Sonic, right? Think about it. We already have classic Sonic, which is entirely 2D. We have the custom character, which is mainly 2D. And then we have modern Sonic. I want modern Sonic to be just straight up 3D, but we're gonna have 2D sections. But damn, like, it's a 3D Sonic game. Come on. On top of that, the 2D sections have never been as good as the 3D sections. This has been a consistent thing since fucking Unleashed. The 3D sections are always the most fun and involved. So I'm just hoping that like we really get like just more 3D sections, because I don't want this shit to be Sonic Colors too. Like I said before, I hope classic Sonic doesn't take away from the experience, because one thing is that even though I like classic Sonic, I love his gameplay. I can't fucking wait for Mania to come out in the next couple weeks. One thing that's kind of stressing me out is that the thing is that when I look at the game, I feel as if he's tacked on. I feel as if he's not really like fucking, involved with this shit. Like, he wasn't originally planned. It wasn't built around him, Modern Sonic and the custom character being in the game. What I'm thinking is that it was only going to be Modern Sonic and the custom character. But what it ended up being essentially is that Classic Sonic, they was like, okay, we need to, we need people to really get into this game. We need the sales. We need people to be interested. We need critical consistency. So we gotta throw Classic Sonic in the game. We gotta do this. We gotta do that. And my thing is that it feels like they had a hit list of things that they had to do. Like, they had a whole regular plan of the game, but they had that specific hit list. And this is something I'm about to get into like right now. Is the nostalgia hit list. And then the problem is that with a lot of modern Sonic games in the coming recent years, is that all these games have involved nostalgia. All of them. Yeah, Sonic Generations, which made sense because that game was about celebrating Sonic, and that was actually the first time we seen a lot of those stages brought back. So it was fun. It was really exciting seeing that shit being brought back because it was like, oh shit, we got Classic Sonic. Back then it was like, whoa, holy fuck, we got Classic Sonic in the game. But now it's like, damn, like we got Classic Sonic in the game, like shit, like damn, I ain't even fucking want Classic Sonic to be in this fucking game. We already got a Classic Sonic game coming out. So it's like, at that point, it's like, damn, like niggas ain't trying to play Classic Sonic in a 3D Sonic game nowadays because Generations already happened. We have Mania coming on the way. Why do we have this nigga in the game? Like I said, I don't particularly mind as long as it's, solid gameplay. I don't like it as long as its reason for being in the game makes sense and it's built around it and it's solid gameplay, then I don't really mind. Because when I'm looking at the Green Hill Zone gameplay, it looks straight, it looks decent, but it's like there's some problems with the level design that kind of rubs me the wrong way, and I'm hoping that they don't continue. And like I said, all this shit isn't final. We have seen so little of this game that all this shit could be fixed in later stages, or it could just be fixed before the game comes out. And the thing is that we've seen so little, so we can't make any rash judgments about the game. We can't say the game gonna be good, we can't say the game gonna be bad, but we can express how we feel about the current status of what we've been seeing. And the way that helps is that these motherfuckers gonna see what we saying about this shit and what the current status is that they're gonna be like, alright, then we'll take that into account and improve on the game. That's the same shit that happened with Crash Bandicoot. They'll take what we say into account and improve on the game in later years. So once they see that people talking about Classic Sonic, he feels tacked on, he feels this, he feels that, they're gonna make improvements to that gameplay, or they're gonna make sure they don't do what the fuck we're saying they shouldn't do. So then let's look at the next one. We got one thing, this hope, and I think this hope is just like, I think everybody hoping this, and I'm sure that everybody is not even like a fear. I'm hoping the music is good, and that's not, like I said, it's not even a fear because the music we've heard from Sonic Forces so far has been fucking godly. I love the fist bump theme song. I love Infinite's theme. That shit is badass. You got, the theme for the custom character stage, and they're vocal themes too, bro. If you know that Sonic games, ever since Generations, have not had vocal themes. Generations and onwards have not had vocal themes. So to see those vocal themes make such a large comeback, that is greatness. All I want from now is that I want, a Crush 40 song, just at least one. We need at least one Crush 40 song. Like, come on, dog, please. This kind of ties into the point of Classic Sonic with the nostalgia pandering. I just want new original content because if you've seen what the game has shown us so far, we've seen a lot of rehashed shit in this game. And from this motherfucker that's saying shit like, I'm not saying Takashi Iizuka a motherfucker, but he's saying some shit like, oh, this is a brand new experience, this is a brand new game. This motherfucker say that shit, and then we got this game, and all we seen is Green Hill Zone, the Egg Dragoon, the old villains coming back, even though I think that's awesome. I think the old villains are pretty good, but we had so much recycled content and things that we had in previous games, and it's all like, and my thing is, if you saying that this ain't Generations 2 and this is a whole brand new experience, then why are we getting these things? On top of that, like I said, you guys don't have to do this, because what you're doing, essentially what you guys think that is pulling in so many fans, and what you think is pulling in people to really buy this game and really fuck with this game, is essentially now drawing people away from the game. Because Sonic fans don't want the same shit no more. Because the thing is, the reason we like games like Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Colors, Sonic, we like those games because those games brought something new to the table while being solid games. We didn't. There was like Sonic Adventure 2 had a Green Hill stage as a secret level that you had to unlock. Besides that, Sonic Adventure 2 was completely original, even different enough from Sonic Adventure 1. You don't have to keep on repeating things, and I know the problem with Sonic Team and Sega is that either they're always rehashing shit or they're doing too much experimentation. And that's been an issue with them for a while. But it's like, you know, what we want is just takes, you know, solid, you know, ideologies of the previous games, you know, things that worked, and then make them just, and then bring them into the new game, but also have enough to where it feels new. So yeah, you can bring back the boost formula, you can bring back, you know, the way the bosses work and things like that, but you gotta also switch it up enough to where it feels, you know, brand new, and it's like, alright, cool, like this is a whole new game. Unleashed felt different enough from Colors, and Colors felt different enough from Generations. So we need new original content. We need original villains, which Infinite seems badass, so I'm already like letting that slide. You know, I'm letting the bringing back a villain slide too, as long as they have a really good reason for bringing them back. There's a lot of things I'll let slide. You know, Green Hill Zone and Egg Dragoon, I'll let that slide. That's the only case of nostalgia that we'll get. Hopefully that whole article saying that they're gonna have even more classic stages and all this shit, I hope that shit is proven false, or it was a translation error, because that will not be good. We want original content. We want this game to be Sonic Forces, not Sonic Generations 2, not constant rehashing elements. We want Sonic Forces to be its own original thing. We like those other games because they're their own original thing. They don't bring shit back. They didn't feel the need to bring shit back. They're awesome for being awesome. I don't know what's up with this generation and bringing back old shit and instead of making a new original content. Well, whatever, man. But yeah, this is one of them. I hope the story is good. And from what I'm seeing so far, the story is looking very, like, it's looking up. It's looking up, thank God. And one of my biggest fears of this game was that the story was gonna be full, because it's like, damn, like if you look at the stories of every Sonic game since Generations, I'm not gonna count Colors, because even though that's when the new writers came in, I felt with Colors it matched the style. I felt with Colors it was a simple enough game to where it matched the style and everything felt like it was right. The comedy was funny in that game. The cutscenes worked perfectly fine. Like, everything was right for that game. But ever since Generations, it's been especially in Lost World. I didn't like fucking the Zeddies or whatever the fuck that was called. I ain't like, you know, the way they talked and like, you know, all that dumb shit that game had. So it's like when it came down to it, it's like, damn, like we need the writing in this game to be on point. I like Sonic as a cocky dickhead. I like Sonic to be, you know, talking shit and all that. But it's like, you know, if you're going to take some notes or something, take some notes from the previous Sonic games and especially Unleashed. Unleashed, in my eyes, had the best writing and the best story of any modern Sonic game since Adventure. And it's like, that shit, it was self-aware enough to where it was like, okay, we know we're a game about a fast running blue hedgehog, but it also had serious elements. It had elements of suspense. It had elements where it's like, okay, shit's getting like, alright, we gotta really get serious. Like, this shit about to get, you know, shit about to get fucked up, so we gotta handle this shit. You know, and especially, I gotta give it props because it made the werehog, which is originally such a dumb concept, and it made it work in that game. Sonic was struggling with the werehog just as much as we were like, man, what the fuck is up with this damn werehog? So, you know, all I'm saying is that all you gotta do is take notes from Sonic Unleashed, take notes from the Sonic Archie comics, take notes from the adventure games. Just have enough self-awareness, as well as having that, you know, that knowing that, okay, this is some serious business. You know, the whole burn the city on fire. I love Infinite as a villain so far. He seems really cool and menacing. You know, we got all types of the villains being brought back. All I want to do is that, you know, just have a good ass story, okay? Hey, like I said, in resistance with the game being long enough, that'll also mean that it'll be something that will keep me on my toes, because I know there's gonna be a weird comparison, but one series that I really love in terms of video games is Metal Gear Solid. And the reason I love Metal Gear Solid 1 through 4 and Peace Walker is that they had great stories. They had something that kept me playing. I didn't want to fucking stop playing Metal Gear Solid 2 because I was like, damn, like this shit so damn compelling, and it keeps me playing. So good stories is always a must for me when it comes to games. And finally, all I want to do is just that I hope this game just stands out. I hope this game has enough to make it stand out from the competition. I want it to have enough things going for where it can stand out from all these other games, and it can stand out from the rest of the Sonic games. Like I said, this is also something that ties into the original content as well as classic Sonic being in the game. We have these things that are kind of holding that back, the whole it being original and making it stand out. But one thing is it can pull through if it has a good reason for those being in the game, as well as just having its own new original content that really makes it stand out. I want Sonic Forces to go down, like, you know, go down in history as like, alright, this is the Sonic game that really changed shit up, and this is the Sonic game that, you know, really had a lot of imagination and love and care put into it. Like, I don't want that shit. I don't want that shit to just be something that just seems so, okay, this was just made to appeal to the fans and this, that, and the third. We already have those types of games, guys. We need something new. And this ain't 2011 no more. This is 2017. All that shit that worked back then ain't gonna work now. You have to bring in new things. You have to bring in original, solid concepts to the table to really make this game fun. So yeah, that's all I pretty much gotta say. Those are my hopes and fears for Sonic Forces, and you know, we getting this game in the coming months as well as getting Mania in a couple weeks, and you know, I'm hyped for that. But it's like, yeah, like, these are my hopes and fears for Sonic Forces, and I'm hoping that this game can like pretty much just capitalize on this shit, because really I'm not asking for nothing too extreme. I'm just asking for this game to deliver on being a great product and a great Sonic game. So yeah, as a fan of the series, man, I want to see this game be successful. I ain't one of these niggas that's talking about like, oh, Sonic Forces is gonna fail already and this game is bad because blah 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 blah. Like, I would defend this game when I feel like the defense is necessary, but you know, I will stomp on this game if that's what it needs. I'll criticize it if that's what it needs, because at the end of the day, it's like, I'm a Sonic fan. I expect quality from my Sonic products. And then, you know, after going years and years of having bullshit ass games like fucking Lost World and Boom and shit, we want some fire shit to bring us back in. We haven't had a solid Sonic game since Generations. So it's time to have something to pull us back in as Sonic fans. That's something to just, you know, gets us excited and makes us want to play the fuck out of this game. I want this game to do what Sonic Adventure 2 did to me back in the day. Sonic Adventure 2 felt so fucking magical to me back in the day. When I finally got my hands on a game, it was like, it was incredible. It was like a whole different experience from what I played. So I just want that game to do that. So that's all I gotta say. So, yup. See you guys later.